Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless preview. Kane's agenda revealed. No more secrets and no more game Southou. Restless Dumas has at last been unmasked as Kane Ashby. The Young and the Restless big summer plot has only just begun. This week, more Genoa City residents find their way into the maze. Former lovers wind up in potentially steamy situations, and the enigmatic host makes it clear that he's not to be underestimated. Perhaps not surprisingly, it's Lily, aka the former Mrs. Ashby, who will be taking a firm stance. No more secrets, and no more games, she demands, in the preview video, which you can watch in its entirety below. Her fellow mazemates agree, and yet they're left with more questions than answers as the truth is slow to roll out. Meanwhile, Lauren and Michael become the latest to join the party. A situation which will surely ruffle Victor's feathers. After all, it was only a few short weeks ago that Michael walked away from the mustache's employ. So what, exactly, brings him to France? And with whom will he and his wife find themselves aligned? Elsewhere, a seemingly simple request from Audra could lead to sparks flying with former beau-turned-rival Kyle. He, however, isn't the only one playing a potentially dangerous game. As back home, Claire is cozying up to Holden over cocktails. As questions arise about others with connections to Kane, including Jill and Chance, who'll soon be arriving. Upon the scene, the erstwhile Dumas talks tough regarding Victor, and Phyllis appears to be in the right place at the right time. She may not have been invited to the soiree, but her determination to forge an alliance, not to mention her friendship with Kane's attorney, Amanda, just might land her in the winner's circle. The air in Genoa City shimmered with tension. Everyone felt it. Those who had never met the man whose name had re-emerged in whispers at society in loud, breathless conversations in Newman Tower. Kane Ashby was back. And he wasn't hiding anymore. Gone were the days when he blended into shadows or played the role of misunderstood husband. The man who walked into Chancellor Winters that morning wore a suit like armor, confidence like cologne, and vengeance like a secret. Kane wasn't just back, he had a purpose. And as he stood across from Lily Winters, her jaw tight and her arms folded like she already knew this wouldn't be a friendly visit, he uttered words that hadn't been heard in a long time. No more secrets, and no more games. Lily blinked, her eyes searching Kane's face for some hint of softness, of the man she once loved. But all she found was resolve. Steel. What do you want, Kane? His lips quirked, not quite a smile. Justice. Ghosts of the Chancellor Estate tat. The Chancellor Estate. Jill Abbott poured herself a second scotch before noon. Not that anyone was counting. The mention of Kane's return had her nerves frayed like the hem of an old silk blouse. He's here, murmured Esther, standing by the doorway, hands nervously folded. I saw him at society. He looks different. Jill sighed. Of course he does. He's been around the world chasing ghosts. Do you think he'll come here? Esther asked, hesitant. He will. And when he does, we'll deal with it. Kane may have been like a son to me once, but if he thinks he can waltz in and reclaim anything, he's in for a rude awakening. But Jill wasn't as sure as she sounded. Kane had once held the keys to the Chancellor fortune, and now, with Devon distracted by business chaos and Lily preoccupied with Billy's latest spiral, who was really watching the gates? Lily's Della Millie paced her office, tossing a stress ball between her hands like it might absorb her frustration. Billy Abbott had left another cryptic voicemail, full of drama and suspicion over something going on at Newman Media, but it wasn't Billy's instability that plagued her thoughts. It was Kane. He had sat across from her, laid out documents, emails, even a private investigator's report, everything pointing to one fact. Someone had tampered with the final will of Catherine Chancellor, and the altered version, the one that gave Devon the entire fortune. Fake. You're trying to rip Devon's life apart, she had said. No, Kane replied. I'm trying to give him the truth. What he does with it is up to him. And now, she was caught between the brother who had built his empire with that inheritance and the ex-husband who might be right. Victor Newman's move over at Newman Ranch. Victor Newman studied the reports Michael Baldwin laid before him. His eyes narrowed as he took in the familiar name. Kane Ashby, he said slowly. Now that's a name I thought we buried with the old days. Michael nodded. He's making a lot of noise, Victor. Reaching out to attorneys, estate analysts, even a couple of old Chancellor insiders. He's building a case. Victor grunted. What's his endgame? Publicly, restitution. Privately, power. Victor leaned back in his chair. He better not try to drag my family into this. Michael hesitated. There's a whisper that Victoria might have known about the altered documents. Back when she was at Newman, Victor's eyes blazed. You make sure Kane Ashby understands, if he threatens this family, he'll regret stepping foot back into this town. Devon's reckoning. Devon Hamilton Winters stood in the penthouse he once shared with Hillary, now filled with echoes of the past and silence that felt heavier by the day. The flash drive Kane gave him lay on the table. He hadn't opened it. Not yet. Every fiber of his being screamed it was a trap. But the doubt had been planted. And it grew fast. Later that evening, he called Amanda Sinclair. I need your legal eye on something, he said, off the record. Amanda arrived within the hour, curious and concerned. As they watched the contents of the drive unfold, hidden accounts, forensic analysis, falsified signatures, Amanda's face grew pale. This could be real, she whispered. Devon exhaled slowly. If Kane was right, he had been living a land spending billions based on a fraud. Secrets at the Abbott Mansion. Abby Newman Abbott was hosting a dinner at the Abbott house when the subject of Kane came up. He was always a schemer, said Ashley, cutting her roast with surgical precision. I don't trust his reappearance. Timing is too convenient. But what if he's telling the truth? Asked Abby. Jack rubbed his chin. It's possible. And if he proves Catherine's will was forged, it could send ripples through the entire city. Chancellor Winters Newman, even Jabba. Wait, said Tracy, setting down her wineglass. Are you saying Kane's return could affect us? If the money Devon used to invest came from a fake will, there could be legal blowback, Jack replied. Kane always said he was cheated, Abby said. Maybe he's just finally ready to fight for what he thinks is his. Ashley scoffed, or maybe he's just starting another war. Truth and temptation. Lily met Kane at Crimson Lights, needing to see him away from corporate walls. He was different now, harder, yes, but more focused. More dangerous. I've seen the files, she said. Devon's rattled. I'm rattled. I'm not here to destroy anyone, Kane replied, sipping his coffee. I just want the truth out, even if it tears everything down. He shrugged. Sometimes you have to tear down to rebuild. Why now, Kane? His eyes met hers, and for a moment, the air between them thickened with years of history. Because I'm tired of pretending. I played the good guy. I played the victim. But I was always left with nothing. Not this time. Lily felt the pull, familiar, dangerous. The part of her heart that still remembered mornings in Australia and their kids giggling between them. I won't help you destroy my brother. I'm not asking you to, Kane said quietly. I'm asking you to stand with the truth. Jill's confession. Jill finally called Devon to the estate. They sat in the same room where she once signed over control of Chancellor Industries. There's something I never told you, she said. Devon leaned forward. When Catherine died, she left a sealed letter for me. I never opened it. I couldn't. I was angry at her. At everything. And now. She handed him the letter, still sealed. It might explain why Kane thinks he was the rightful heir. Devon opened it slowly. Inside, Catherine's handwriting revealed a truth no one saw coming. She had reconsidered her original will. She had asked Tucker to help her draft a new one, but it was never finalized. And that meant the courts had gone with the last legal document. Yet Kane had a scanned copy of the unfiled will, and the handwriting matched. Jill, Devon said, stunned. If this is real, it means everything we built is standing on a lie. Newman maneuvers. Victor wasn't one to wait around. He called Kane to his office. You're stirring the pot, he said, voice quiet but full of menace. And that's not good for anyone. Kane smiled slightly. The truth tends to do that. Victor stepped forward. You threaten my business, my family, there will be consequences. I'm not after your empire, Victor, Kane replied. Just what's mine. Victor narrowed his eyes. If you cross the line, boy, I won't hesitate. Kane met his stare, unblinking. Then maybe you should start worrying about who drew the line in the first place. Word leaked. It always did in Genoa City. By the end of the week, the press was abuzz with headlines. Chancellor inheritance, scandal, forgery, fraud, and family betrayal. Devon held a press conference, standing beside Amanda. He admitted there was evidence under review. No conclusions yet, but transparency was key. Lily stood in the background, watching Kane standing at the fringe of the crowd, arms crossed, expression unreadable. In the chaos, Victoria called her father. We need to get ahead of this.